Welcome to 108 Gates, where we are looking at the current energies, seeing where they are flying, seeing where they are meandering, virility. Shake it up a little, you've got this. So we're doing the Divine Masculine reading. There's a level of frustration here, interestingly. There's again, I think there was yesterday's reading, there was energy coming in of like, just move it forward, but the Divine Feminine space is dubious about certain things, not so sure or clear on certain things, so there's a bit of hesitation there. Divine Masculine kind of ready to just go. It's the emotional entanglements of Divine Feminine that's kind of blocking the progress happening on the masculine side. Masculine seems assured of certain things, seems quite content with certain things to just move forward. This does feel like a familiar kind of vibe, actually. So let's just keep going and see what happens. Adaptation. In that, it's feeling as though the adaptation is coming in of just because certain things happen in a particular way doesn't mean they can't happen in a different way. So finding more than one way to do things, finding more than one way to approach things, finding more than one way to approach people, being creative in your approaches, being creative with if there's a problem and we need a solution, making sure that we're open to looking to more than one way of finding a solution. I'm still a bit bunged up, so hopefully you're going to understand what I'm saying. So you got the Ace of Coins. Excuse me. The Ace of Coins, feeling as though there's a lot more. There's a lot more than we realise when we start finding more creativity in our approaches. When we start looking out the box or thinking out the box or looking to find solutions that we may not have been open to before, there's a lot in that. Not only because then you're able to find different solutions sooner, but also because you're able to find different solutions which may be easier. And I think a lot of this is about getting the Divine Feminine energies into a space where she feels more content about moving forward, and the way in which to move forward needs to feel safe. So it's bringing in that safety. So it's bringing in maybe we need to add in 2 steps between A and B. So A1, A2, A3 to get to stage B, if that makes sense. So just double checking things, triple checking things, which doesn't hurt, especially as we've got certain planetary alignments. Sometimes just doing that double check, just taking your time to do that check, taking your time to do things a bit more methodically and thoroughly. In the long term, it brings in a sense of stability. It brings in a sense of awareness to what you've just checked on, rather than rushing through. So this is definitely feeling around the energies of Uranus being at 19 degrees Taurus retrograde. So these shifts and changes, the adaptation, a lot of these things are also going to be unpredictable. They're going to be coming in from one angle, looking like something, and then it ends up being something else, or it turns into something else. It's changing. So being in retrograde is kind of like where we feel that need to control stuff, feel that need to have a hand on everything. It's going to be requiring us to be a bit more in a space of have faith and trust in the process. Not so much on the masculine side, but it's like the masculine side is being asked to support this for the feminine side to enable the progress to move forward. So being considerate with yourself, being considerate with others that might be feeling a bit hesitant to go forward. If they're not ready to go forward, then they're not ready to go forward. And I don't think it's going to be said outright. It's going to be more so when you're seeing the actions and they're not doing something. They're not doing something for a reason. So for us to be expecting them to do something and they're not wanting to do it and they just don't do it, again, that's it's a different way of looking at an energy we spoke about a few days ago, of like, if they're not ready to do something, they're not doing something, they said they're going to do something. So not expecting them to do it, not only not expecting them to do it, but just, if you can't handle them not doing it, then just backing off. And you can't keep going into the I'll do it for you then, because if there's something there that's not feeling ready, not feeling ripe, not feeling to the point of movement happening. So it's quite an interesting vibe, actually. Right, let's get this here. Ace of Pentacles with Ace of Pentacles. I don't know what's going on with the cards, but I'm really loving this lining up. Ace of Pentacles with Ace of Pentacles. So literally, they're all upright, they're all whatever. We're just to let you see that I'm just literally just doing that and letting see what's come out. So Ace of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. The value in taking a new approach is going to be immense. A value in taking a new approach is going to give you so much insight. It's going to give you so much more flexibility. I'm feeling joy around this. I'm feeling a different level of ease. I'm feeling as though you've, if you take this approach, high approach, the higher perspective of this, like we can juggle so many things, we can juggle this and that and the other, but if there's something stopping our flow from juggling things, then we have to look at that and see, do we include it or not? That's going to sound like a really simple, easy thing to say, but the situations and the scenarios of where that question of do we include this or not is not going to be so straightforward. It's life at the end of the day. So basically, do I include this person in my plans or not? Do I include this next step in the stages of progress or not? Do I wait for certain things to happen, or do I just move forward? So it's a very easy energy to say verbally, but to actually work with this energy and to know what to do with this energy is a very different thing, a very different beast, I would even say. So really having to go into some places and spaces that you're going to have to be quite ruthless on some level. Some people might be getting some news that they don't really want. Wow, 9 of Wands. At the end of the day, it's about what do you value? What do you value? So you've got the Magician with the Queen of Pentacles just come out. So what do you value? Do you value your path forward? How much do you value it? Who are you going to let get in your way? What are you going to let get in your way? How are you going to let them get in your way? Where are your boundaries? What are your limitations? Do you have any boundaries around this? Are there things coming up now for you where you can see you've got boundaries now, but you didn't have boundaries in the past? So those energies, those accumulated consequences of when you didn't have boundaries, how are they playing out now? Very interesting vibe. There's loads of interesting things that are going to be happening astrologically. I'm not going to go into that right now because it's just loaded. It just feels like it's loaded, and it's pretty much coming out here anyway. But I think the main question around this is, how much do you value what you're doing? How much do you value what you've been working on? How much do you value the plan that you have established? How much do you value having people that work with you, or have people that pull you back or pull you down? If there are solutions to be had, are you allowing them in? If there are not solutions to be had, are you fighting to find them and seek them when it's not even there? So there's a lot of questions around this. There's a lot of assessment happening around here. There's a lot of willingness to do certain things that are just not going to happen. So then where are you wasting your resources? Where are you wasting your attention? Where are you wasting your time? Whereas there's also the other side where you can start being more creative with solutions and see if you can work with it that way. It's a process of elimination again. It's a process of, this is working, let's go this way. This is not working, can we find a solution? But all of the things are pointing towards, are you valuing what you're doing enough for you to not get stuck in the same patterns as before? Like I said, and I'm going to say it again, you may have boundaries now, healthy boundaries in place, some healthy boundaries in place that you didn't have before, but there's an accumulation of where you didn't have boundaries before, and those energies are creating something now. So it's now about going into those deeper energies, like I said before. Just because there's certain things that are getting sorted and resolved is about going deeper now and deeper and deeper, and that also will mean that you're going into the multi-dimensions. You'll be going into different timelines. You'll be possibly going into different attachments, different entanglements. If as you do the different layers, as you apply yourself to different layers, different dimensions, different sections of time, you're going to see that there's an accumulation of when you did not have boundaries, healthy boundaries. There's an accumulation of consequences of that, and that's what I feel like is going to be coming up now to be addressed. It's not exactly the easiest energy to do, but those of you who enjoy a challenge, you're going to enjoy this one. Those of you who don't enjoy a challenge, this is where you got to get creative with your solutions and really find out what's it worth. How much is it worth to you? How much do you value what you're working for? How much do you value where you're going towards? So when you're working through this, opportunities may be presenting themselves, but you're not going to feel ready to take them. You might not be ready to take them, or you're going to see that there were opportunities in the past that you weren't ready to take. Not to get stuck in resentment about that, not to get stuck in the kind of regret or remorse about that. Acknowledge if you're feeling regret, acknowledge if you're feeling remorse, because that is indicating something to you, that something of value to you was presented to you and you didn't take that opportunity. I'm feeling a 7 of Cups vibe when we have lots of options and we feel like we want all of the shiny things, but there's only 1 or 2 of the shiny things that are actually meant for us. So what are you actually choosing? What do you not want to choose? So again, another warning of like, what are you valuing of your work? Are you valuing what you've worked towards? Are you understanding the actual capacity of it? I really feel like most of you are, but there's this, again, this small group that keeps popping up in the background, kind of like you've got to do your work. You've got to do your work, and you can't just take it a certain distance and then not do the rest of it. You've got to do it all. Otherwise, you've got loose ends here, there, and everywhere. So you valuing what you're working for is important, but it's also what are you allowing to, you're just letting this slide and you're just letting this slide and you're just letting this slide, then you're going to be pulling yourself down, and then you can't cry or moan about it to anyone else but yourself, because you're the one that's doing it. On the other side, I want to get to the positive end of this, because there's a lot of you who are doing the work, a lot of you are being attentive to these details, so I don't want to keep going on about that. There you go, you are going for it. I don't want this here. I know I can't dictate. Let's just see what else we can get for that. What do we want that? How do you want that to resolve? What's the creativity that can be applied to that? Because there's a divide. I've been saying it for a few days now, if not longer. There's a split coming, a definite split coming. There's a divide coming, which is not surprising as we're going. Pluto into Aquarius is really gonna like start shifting that focus. But here, this is just, it's not acceptable on some level. And that's not me saying it in a judgy way, it's just me saying it as in like, if you've worked so hard to get certain things in place, why would you now be compromising these tiny things? Because these tiny things make up the bigger thing, so it doesn't make sense that you be compromising it. So those of you who are doing your work and you're moving forward, you're acknowledging where you've been hurt, you're acknowledging where you want to be going, you're acknowledging, okay, there's certain things I have to alchemize, there's certain things I have to work on to be able to get the higher value in. Then keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm juggling certain things. If something stops me from juggling with ease, it stops me from seeing the higher perspective, I'm going to pay attention to this and see why am I allowing this to stop me? Why have I allowed this to hinder my progress? This is that other group that just basically is just sitting, I don't know. I don't even want to I don't want to give it more. I just want to let's get a card for it. This is exactly my point. Do we even bother going to that and saying, well, woe is you? Okay, so what is the point? What are you crying about? Do we even give that any heed? Do we even give that any attention anymore? Because the point at which we're at, we shouldn't be even there anymore. Gratitude, be thankful for what is good now. There you go. So those of you who are feeling stuck in that, well, he's not doing this and she's not doing that, and then this is not happening and that's not happening, you're not filled with gratitude. You're not filling yourself with gratitude. You're not filling yourself with that opportunity that's there. When you take that opportunity, when you see that opportunity with gratitude, that leads on to others. So maybe it's a matter of, like, when you're seeing this part, like I said, you have to add in a few more steps maybe. So you're going from A to B. Maybe you need to add A2, A3, A4. Add in a few more steps to get from A to B, to make sure that there's actually progressing. Or don't put that stuff on other people. And I know I've been saying that as well quite a lot, but it literally, that's the divide there. That's the split happening. Anyway, we're going to get another one for that, because it's really irritating. Not from me, this is irritated. This is going to get irritated. This is why the divine masculine energy is irritated, because the divine feminine is like, that is divine feminine influence. That is where the divine masculine can't move forward because of this. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. Be thankful for what you got. It's pretty straightforward. Because if this is not happening, and if you're having those influences of people doing that to you, then you can feel and see that it's stopping there. I really want to just move this off the actual thing. Because those of you here that are doing your work, you're getting it, shake it up a little, you've got this, change will be better than you think, you've got this, you've got King of Swords, you've got the clarity coming in, fantastic, you've got the higher perspective coming in, a higher perspective of how to proceed forward. If you can't go left and right, what's the other solution? You can go right, then left, let's have a look. Always finding a different solution, always finding a solution, opening your heart, opening your mind to have a solution come in. So when you see that some people are doing all of this work and just constantly like rigorously just being open and being vulnerable, and knowing that I can get hurt in this process, knowing that I've been hurt in this process, yet still able to be in that courageous, strong place, this is when this stuff becomes irritating, because it's like you're not even getting rid of what you don't need. You're not even being truthful with yourself about what you have to be thankful for. So don't come to me with your shenanigans and your no. Let me get on with what I've got to do. So I'm eliminating that, because that's what the energy is asking for. Then let's get another masculine card here. It's going to be surprising, possibly. Well, it's not going to be surprising what comes up. Let's just, that's it. That's the split. The split is nigh. I said before, there's a reading that says the split is nigh. The split is happening. The split is happening. And any of you going through some of the symptoms right now, peace be with you, because oh my gosh, there you go. What I knew it. As soon as you get rid of this annoyance, this dithering influence, this I don't know what to do, I don't know what, well, you do know what to do, but you're not actually doing it. So don't come to me with that palaver. This now is solid. The split is happening as you eliminate more and more of what you don't need, eliminate more and more of what is not working, eliminate more and more of the solutions that clearly are not working, opening your heart, opening your mind to that which can work, which does work. Four of Wands. A solid foundation is being built, a solid foundation is being worked on. You're not scared of the things that happened in the past, because you know you are changing. But what is now going to be the work of these ones, of those of you who are here, is the accumulation of not having boundaries in the past. Those things may be coming up now for you to work on. You got this, because if you've got this far, that kind of stuff, yes, it's exhausting sometimes, yes, it's a bit of a pain in the butt, but you know what, we've done it. We're going there. This is the next challenge that we're going to be going through. Embracing it or not, still wishing you peace and love.